Wesley Bostic just had a win last month, a devastating knockout win over in Tupelo.
Yeah, I think I was sitting next to the person who sent you the video of it as it happened live. He has some hands.
And he's got some fans here. He definitely has a lot of support, and normally he fights at 170 pounds, where Brian Mitchell is primarily fighting at 155. So this is a cut for him. He made the weight. He's going to be the taller opponent for sure at 6 feet versus 5'7". Is that an advantage for him?
I mean, I think the height is absolutely an advantage. However, coming down from another weight class, you have to test yourself first, and does he know, has he figured out the weight cut? Is he comfortable there yet? Is it going to drain him in those later rounds? That's really the questions that we got to have answered tonight. I think knowing these two guys, we might not get that chance because they both have knockout power.
Both definitely are looking to knock each other out. This fight is so exciting. Getting ready from our cut girl, Crystal Morrow. Getting a hug from his coach, Jacob Reeves. And Wesley Bostic. Relentless grappling in MMA. He has a nickname, The Bomb, because if you've ever watched him fight, you know that that's what he throws.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see if they can get two. That team has the potential to come home with 2 belts now. And it's, we're about to find out here, but Brian Mitchell, though, former champion, we know he's hungry for this.
I need all the time in the world to read Brian Mitchell's accolades. He's a 4-time All-State and All-Conference wrestler, an Arkansas 170-pound state champion, a title boxing national champion, a ringside world finalist, a show fight lightweight champion, 360 Fight Club King of the Ring champion, and also the former V3 lightweight champion. I think that's the one that bothers him the most. He lost a fight to Reggie Adams. He's wanted the rematch. Reggie's pro now. The belt's vacated. What do you know about Brian Mitchell?
I know that he has some power in his hands, and he is not the type to back down on anything. I've seen him. I've talked to him. I know exactly where his head's at in this, and he is not the type to have settled for anything. He's probably really upset he didn't get Reggie, and he's definitely going to be upset if he can't take this from Wes Bostic. This I would say has knockout of the night written all over it before it has fight of the night.
You know, his movement is amazing, but let's take the tail of the tape to check these two fighters out. Bostic and Mitchell for the vacant lightweight championship. One of the records you notice, a 7-1 versus a 4-2 striker versus all around 21-27, 5'7" versus 6 feet. You look at Brian Mitchell, he just reminds you of a young Mike Tyson that actually knows how to wrestle. I'm excited for this one. Can't wait to get it started. So let's take it to Michael Kelly.
V3 Legion, this championship bout is brought to you by Alienware. And it's set for 3-minute rounds for the vacant V3 lightweight title. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, the third man in the cage, will be Eric McMahon. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the red trunks with the black trim. At 6 feet even, he weighed in at 155 pounds. Representing relentless grappling in MMA and fighting out of Columbus, Mississippi, Wesley the Bomb Bostic. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the orange corner. He wears the black trunks with the white trim. At 5 feet 7 inches, he weighed in at 155 pounds. He has an impressive MMA record, 7 wins and just 1 loss. Representing Westside MMA and fighting out of Little Rock, Arkansas, Brian Kid Dynamite Mitchell.
Definitely ready to get this one started.
Absolutely, and normally against somebody like Brian Mitchell, who's a great wrestler, I would want to say that Bostic needs to keep this standing, but I don't know if that's such a good idea either.
We're going to see the striking of Bostic, see how it comes into play. But you just see the head movement and those strikes. There is the kitchen sink behind every single thing that Brian Mitchell throws. Look at his level changes.
Oh, that jab is stick. man, so much power behind a jab. That's the weakest punch anybody will ever throw, and he's snapping that head back every time. The nose is already red on Bostic.
Bostic goes for a takedown with a head and arm, but
it's going to be really tough to do with someone like with a wrestling pedigree like this.
With that low of a base as well, when you're that much taller, and Brian Mitchell easily defends against it. He's in what's called a takedown position in wrestling, and he's going to throw some knees to that body, and he's going to make Bostic pay for that.
Absolutely. Brian Mitchell really controlling just the pressure on here. His hips are so heavy.
Now he gets him in what's called a cradle. This is just a wrestling maneuver. We'd be counting near fall here.
Straight goes to knee on belly, transitions to mount, and almost takes the back. Beautiful wrestling here. Beautiful pressure from Brian. Setting up that head and arm. Kind of an awkward transition here as Wes tries to escape.
Wes down in a double leg position, but you can probably rest assured Brian's going to defend against that, and he does. Bostic tries to throw an uppercut on the break.
Big deep breath from Bostic.
Nice kick, but blocked by Mitchell.
Mitchell's really good at controlling the distance on this too, which is super odd for being the lower fighter.
Which for Mitchell, 9 times out of 10, a guy he's fighting is taller than him. So he's had to learn to defend it. He's got some great coaches. Matt Hamilton, Rolly Delgado, one of the best BJJ practitioners around.
Oh!
Wow, looks like he's got him. He's going to finish this fight. He's got to watch it, and that's it. He finishes his fight with a TKO win and reclaims the lightweight title. Brian Mitchell, your new lightweight championship. You see Matt Hamilton in there with him, telling him. Mike Wessel, former pro fighter, coaches over at the LC. Nothing to be ashamed of at all by Wesley Bostic. Came out as a game opponent. And we've got a replay. I'd love to see this again. I knew it was going to be explosive. Brian Mitchell to the body, then follows up with a right hand. The body shot actually looks like it's what hurt Wesley. He grabbed his side, and Brian Mitchell just attacked, and he's ready to get that belt put back on around his waist. What an exciting fight.
Absolutely.
Those hammer fists, and he didn't want to stop. And you see the backflip in the cage. He is an absolute phenomenal athlete. Improves to 8-1 and regains his title.
No, he's
Great
excited.
fight. Let's make this official with Michael Kelly.
V3 Legion here in Minglewood Hall. We present the official time of 1 minute, 55 seconds in round number 1. Referee Eric McMahon calls a halt to the bout due to strikes, declaring your winner by TKO victory and new V3 lightweight champion, Brian Kid Dynamite Mitchell.
So, Brian, I don't think anyone's going to wonder why you're called Kid Dynamite anymore. You came in here, it actually looks like you dropped him with that body shot. It hurt him. You jumped all over him. What was your game plan coming in here?
My game plan was to do me, and what Coach said in the corner, 80 to the body, 20 to that head. That's when we got the knockout, so I just did what my coach told me to do.
Well, it definitely worked out. I mean, you've got some coaches that aren't too shabby. Mike Wessel, Matt Hamilton. Those are some great coaches to have, beating you up in the gym. I know you've wanted that belt back for a long time. You've improved to 8-1. What's next for you?
You know, I'm just waiting for Reggie to get out of the pros. You know, he had to run away from me, turn pro, not to fight me again. But what's next for me is September 22nd. Reggie, it's all love. You're going to do great. I know you're going to win tonight, man. But September 22nd is next for me.
Well, very good. We'd love to see you back in here, defend that title. Anything else you want to say?
Man, I got this shirt for you finally.
Well, it's about time. I got a soaking wet Brian Mitchell shirt. Love it. Your new champion, Brian Kid Dynamite Mitchell.
Such a dominant performance. You see here, he threw everything he had behind it. Just every punch. Tried to get that takedown to Bostic, and he just couldn't hang on with the wrestling pedigree. That liver shot is devastating. I think calling him a small Mike Tyson earlier is the perfect example. Classic body head movement right there. And people don't understand how bad those liver shots are. You can do sit-ups, you can train your gut all day, but if you get popped in the liver, that vagus nerve turns off the lights, man.
And you've got about 3 to 5 seconds before it kicks in.
Absolutely.
And as you saw it, it kicked in. Brian Mitchell gets the TKO win. Impressive. Just a phenomenal athlete. The sky is the absolute limit for this kid. We love having him in our cage.
Definitely looking forward to see what's next for him.